Welcome, everyone, to the 41st discussion of the smart world around us, brought to you by Smart-EDU Hub. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, a really crucial issue for universities in the digital age. How's their brand holding up online? Our guide for this is a great article, University Branding, an analysis of university services delivered via the internet by Catalin Vrabey. And just a reminder, you can find a link to that article right down there in the description below. So the article positions the university website as really the key channel for communication now. The big question we're tackling is, how well are these universities actually meeting the needs of what Don Tapscott called Generation Net, today's digitally native students?
That's the core question, absolutely. And you have to understand the context here. It's fiercely competitive out there for universities.
And globally.
Globally. They're competing for the best students, for research grants, for investment, for reputation. It's intense. So university branding isn't just a nice to have anymore. It needs to be managed strategically, almost like a major company manages its brand.
Focusing on the user, I guess.
Exactly. Focusing on the user experience. We need to talk about usability. That's a term from ISO 9241, basically meaning how effective and efficient a site is. Does it actually help the visitor do what they came to do?
Makes sense.
And this ties into what the article calls perceived website value. It's quite simple, really. The value you as a user get from the site depends entirely on how well it helps you achieve your specific goals. Find course info, pay a fee, whatever it is.
Right. If it's confusing or doesn't work, the value plummets.
Precisely. So to figure out how well universities are doing, the researcher, Catalin Vrabey, used a focus group approach.
Tell us about that. Who was involved?
Okay, so there were 40 master's students involved. Half were from Hacettepe University in Ankara, Turkey, and the other half from NUPSPA in Bucharest, Romania. And they were asked to look back at the websites of their undergraduate faculties. They used a SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats to sort of gauge how well the reality of the site matched their expectations.
Okay, SWOT analysis. Got it. So let's unpack those findings. What were the strengths? What are universities actually doing well online?
Well, the good news, based on Table 2 in the article, is that they're pretty consistent with the basics.
Like what?
Things like providing university history, making sure the content is useful and relevant, giving access to online libraries, and having a customized graphical user interface, a GUI, all those hit 100% in the study.
So they're good at being information repositories, essentially.
Yes, absolutely. They function well as digital brochures or libraries, but, and this is a big but.
Uh-oh. Here come the weaknesses.
This is where it gets really interesting, yeah. While they nail the information posting, the weaknesses highlight a massive gap in interaction and services.
Okay, what kind of gap are we talking about? What specifically is missing?
It's pretty stark. The study found that a huge 92% of the sites were missing things students really need for, actual engagement.
92%. Wow. Like what?
Like online advising for students. Think about that, getting academic advice online. Also, web services specifically for students with disabilities, another major miss at 92%.
And basic transactions, too.
You got it. The ability to make online payments, also missing on 92% of the sites analyzed. Imagine having to physically queue up to pay tuition or fees in this day and age.
That feels almost archaic, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for Generation Net, who grew up with seamless online transactions for everything else.
Exactly right. And it's not just about convenience. These weaknesses, the lack of advising, payments, accessibility options, they all point to the same thing.
Which is?
Students want interactivity. They want efficiency. They're used to platforms where they can participate, customize, get things done. Think social media, online banking, e-commerce. But many university websites are still stuck in a kind of Web 1.0 model. They're broadcasting information at students, not really engaging with them or providing functional services.
So it's a one-way street when students expect a two-way conversation, or at least a functional service hub.
That's a great way to put it. The expectation is participation and service. The reality is often just static information.
So looking ahead, what's the path forward? How do universities bridge this, frankly, huge 92% gap in critical services?
Well, the article suggests the next big step isn't just a cosmetic redesign. It's about fundamentally rethinking the platform. It means developing truly high-quality web platforms that are built around user participation, allowing students to customize their accounts, manage their academic life online, interact meaningfully.
Blending the information aspect with real interactive services then.
Precisely. Moving from being just an online billboard to being more like a digital concierge for the student journey.
That makes a lot of sense. So the challenge isn't just technical, it's cultural almost.
I think so. Students come to these sites already tech-savvy. They know how to navigate. They know what good online service looks like. So the real branding challenge for universities is to evolve beyond simply being an information channel. They need to become a genuinely valuable participatory service platform that anticipates and supports students' goals, academic, administrative, maybe even career goals down the line.
That's a powerful concluding thought. Moving from information portal to participatory partner, a really significant shift. Well, this has been incredibly insightful. Thanks for breaking down that research for us. And thank you all for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Smart-EDU Hub channel so you catch all our new deep dives. And remember, that link to the Contel and Rabi article is right there in the podcast description below. Stay smart with Smart-EDU Hub.